Hi, everyone. Once again, we'd like to talk to you about what we can offer at Supermums. Myself and Liam today would like to discuss with you all about our courses. So, Liam, if you want to go to the next slide, we can start with the call.
Lovely stuff. So we put together a little bit of a recording, folks, because since Supermums was first incarnated, we offer so many courses. And in all honesty, we need a slide deck like this to talk to you about, just to let you know about the wide range of courses that we offer. So in today's session, we will have a breakdown of every single course offering that we have. We'll talk to you about the contents of the course, the time frame to be aware of, and ideally the perfect candidates that will be aligned to take those courses. We'll focus most of all on admin, because that tends to be our bread and butter, the course that gets the most traction. But we have so many courses that branch off of that to align to your different Salesforce careers. Okay. We'll also talk about things like career opportunities towards the end of the course. And if you are interested in signing up on the courses, we've got some contact information at the end of the course where you can have a lovely cup of tea and a chat with Lynn to talk about your next steps going forward. Okay.
Absolutely. I like coffee, by the way.
Are you a coffee person, are you?
Yeah, I've got my coffee.
As long as it's in a cup and it's hot, I will normally drink it. Lovely stuff. So let's do a couple of introductions. So my name's Liam. I'm the in-house instructor here at Supermums, and I deliver quite a lot of our courses. So anything admin related, CRM analytics, AI, and maybe more courses in the future as well, you're going to get me on those courses. I also put together our curriculum. So some of the bigger courses, things like the Ultimate Admin course, as well as the live learning sessions with me, you do a lot of extra curriculum outside of the course to build that muscle memory and actually get hands-on inside a Salesforce environment, which is the way that I think people learn best of all. Before this, though, I was still an instructor, worked with Salesforce and alongside their partners for about 5.5 years, and I was very lucky. Got to go and see some incredible places all over the world, meet some fantastic people, and deliver training courses just like this. And my favourite thing, really, is seeing somebody right at the start of a course, someone who is typically quite new to Salesforce, someone who may never have heard of the products before, right the way through to course completion, where they built confidence, they built experience, and they're ready to go into their brand new careers. And a lot of people at the start of these courses don't think they can do it. And I prove them that they can by the end of it. So one of my favourite things about Supermums is the course offering. Of course, you've got the community as well, but I'm going to save that for Lynn because Lynn does a much better job of talking about our community than we do. That's enough about me. Lynn, can you hear from you, your introduction?
Yeah, and absolutely, you took the words out of my mouth, Liam, because I get to speak to you before even Liam gets hold of you. So it's great for me to have an initial conversation. And then at the end, when we celebrate in your success, it's just great. It's almost like a proud mum moment. So I absolutely love to watch your journey and watch you grow. So a little bit about me. My name is Lynn Constantine. I started with Supermums a year and a half ago. I like to say nearly 2 years ago. I have not looked back. Prior to doing the course, prior for working for Supermums, I did the course. So I've sat exactly where you are watching this today, and I absolutely loved the course. I enjoyed all of the content. I love what Salesforce brings, and of course, it's actually I had a little bit of a diversion in the road because I set off to be a Salesforce admin, and sometimes other doors get opened, which is what happened for me. And I'm delighted to be sat here today talking to you.
Lovely stuff. And I'm sure as we go through the slide deck, we're going to talk even more about ourselves and our journeys along the way. But that is Lynn and that is myself. So before we talk about ourselves, we've got to talk about Supermums and our reputation. Now, this is one of the areas that even before I started working at Supermums, I already had a pretty good idea of what the community was all about. If you attend any kind of Salesforce user group, World Tour, Dreamforce, Bootcamp, there's going to be somebody in the room, probably many people, that would have at least heard about Supermums or been lucky enough to be one of our courses. And if you sign up for one of those courses, you will be part of that awesome community. Just to get some of the T's and C's out of the way, we are an authorized Salesforce training partner, so we are allowed to use Salesforce content and use it as part of our training material. And we like to spread the good word as well. So we've also got our little Trustpilot stats on there as well. 105 reviews, averaging that 4.8 stars, and that's growing all the time. I think the last time we did one of these recordings, it was in the 70s, and that was only about 6 months ago. So those numbers are going up and up all the time. And we're delighted to be a partner of Salesforce because they do some wonderful work and they empower us to do what we like to do as well. What would you like to say about our reputation, Lynn?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our reputation, if I could even say the word, does precede us for sure. I mean, everywhere we go, we wear our swag. You know, it says Supermums on it, and everybody comes up and wants to talk to Supermums. I think it's just such a great brand in the industry. I mean, Salesforce themselves will recommend us for training because of all of the wraparound that we offer alongside the training. The community absolutely is second to none. Everybody is so supportive. Everyone guides and supports each other through training and beyond. So it's a really great, great brand to be part of. Very proud to wear my colours.
Absolutely. And the nice thing is, I think, particularly in comparison to other training courses, which I've worked with back in the day as well, you get so much support. We're going to talk about the support you get on the specific courses, but generally speaking, you won't be the first, you won't be the last person to do these courses. There's people that have done it before you and are so willing to offer their support and help you out. So when you're part of the community, you get access to everybody else in the community who can give you guidance and support along the journey. And that's one of the really nicest things about the course offerings that we have.
I agree.
So let's talk about some of the courses we have to offer. And Lynn, would you like to talk about some of these courses?
Yeah, I would. And what we're going to do today is we're going to give a brief overview of each of these courses. And then, as Liam said, at the end, I'm going to give you some information on how to contact me. This is going to be brief, so there will be a brief synopsis of each course. So you'll just have a little bit of an insight. Obviously, head to the website and have a look and see what our course offerings are and what are included, but book in some time with me and I'd be delighted to go through things with you in more detail. We're going to talk about admin, which is the foundational knowledge, which is where you're going to get started. Marketing Cloud is another great course to be to do. CRM analytics, consultancy, AI. We've got a great person that does the AI course, Mark Good, so we can talk a little bit about Mark, and he gets to come on some of our courses, so you're should be very privileged for that. MuleSoft and Data Cloud. So that is the current course offerings that we have, and we're going to go into them in a little bit more detail now.
Absolutely. And you might see as well, watching this recording, you've got the name of the courses that we offer. We're going to talk about in much more detail. We've also got a little snapshot here of our lovely sponsors. So these are the people that also empower us to be able to deliver these courses. And these are people typically that are using the tools we talk about. And we try and get as much gauge from those people to start to build our courses, understand what's hot in the industry, new functionalities, that we can also update our courses to align with that as well. So here are our lovely sponsors. Now, this list is always growing, which means we're probably going to have to update this slide many, many times. Would you like to give a word about our sponsors, Lynn?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously very proud to be sponsored by these organisations. When you think of XR, XR are very heavily into MuleSoft, so you will get to hear more about that as time goes on. And again, you know, I can talk in more detail when we speak one-to-one. Cloud Gaia, our CEO and founder, Heather, is actually with them today. You know, I mean, I don't know when exactly you're going to be watching this. It could be sometime in the future. But as I'm talking today, she's with them today. Validity, Cube 84, Nebula. When I talk about Box, we have been invited to their offices in London a few times now. We're actually there next Monday, Liam. So I'm looking forward to going there. It's such great views out over London. And for me, who lives in Devon and currently looks out at greenery and sea, it's such a privilege to be able to go to Box offices. So yeah, I mean, they're all great people and all great sponsors.
They really are. And like I say, they are sponsors. They give up so much of their resource, their time to come and talk to us, invite us to events, that kind of thing. So they tend to come along with some of our courses as well. I remember the last analytics course that I delivered. We had a chap called Yuri come along from Nebula, who I knew from back in the day, just giving up his time to talk about the tool and actually show off how you use some of the functionality in a real life environment. So that's fantastic to see. So yeah, absolutely love and appreciate our sponsors.
Yeah, and it does, just to add to that, it does also enable us to keep the prices down on our courses because we've got sponsors. So
it does, yeah, that's very important.
That is really important, yeah.
Possibly the most important part.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of our courses in a bit more detail. Do you want to start admin, Lynn, or shall I start on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind just kicking off, and then
Yeah.
as you run the course, Liam, you carry on from here. But there are three options, and you will be able to see that clearly on the website. There is the ultimate, which is we're going to talk a little bit more about in a moment. Essentials is exactly what it says on the tin, really. It's the essentials learning of the ultimate. And accelerator is if you want a quick fix. It's a little bit more full on, but my recommendation if you're starting out is ultimate. And I think you'd probably agree with that, Liam, would you?
I certainly would. Yeah. The typical route to entry into Salesforce ecosystem, you start off on an admin route. Even if you don't want to be an administrator long term, you have to have that foundational platform knowledge, understanding the tools that come out of the box of Salesforce, understanding how to use them and apply them to use case scenarios is what an administrator is required to do. Let's mention the three course offerings we have here. The ultimate one is my favorite because it's the one that is the most intense and it does give you so much along the way as well. So you get 3 hours of learning session with me every single week. The rest of the 16 hours per week, you will have your very own case study homework to complete outside of those hours. So the stuff we learn in the live sessions, you put into practice, you get hands-on, build solutions. You also have a mentor on this call as well. So you're going to have somebody with you the entire journey to help you, guide you through, give you support. That's going to be the person you lean on to help you mark and understand your homework. And it's also when we give you work experience as well. Towards the end of the course, you get to work with one of our partners, typically a charity or a non-profit organization. You can get to experience what it's like in that company using a Salesforce system that they've already got adopted. And I think the thing I like most about that course is we try and get you two things to complete by the end of the course. You get a great understanding of Salesforce, and also we aim to get you this administrator certification. You can see top right-hand side over here. That's the qualification, by the way, to becoming a Salesforce admin. And you also get the hands-on experience working inside a company. Typically, the type of people coming on our courses are looking for employment or entering the Salesforce space. This course gets you that experience and the qualification, which I think is the perfect combination to open the door to unlocking an interview with a customer. Now, that's why I like the Ultimate course so much. There's even more stuff we're going to talk about in a second. But if you just want the live learning content to understand what it's like working as a system admin and understanding all the tools available, you've got the Essentials course, which is just a 3-hour learning session with me. Or if you want something a bit more fast paced, a couple of sessions a week, we have the Accelerator. That's broken down over a 3-week course content, and we go through exactly the same content as the Essentials, but at a much faster pace if you want to skill up as quickly as possible. We're going to talk about the Ultimate now in even more detail, because that really is our sort of bread and butter at Supermums. Anything else for this one, Lynn, I might have forgotten to mention?
Yeah, well, I think if we move on to the next slide, then obviously that's
Yeah.
going to open up a little bit more about the ultimate. I mean, obviously, the breakdown of the course. Again, I'm going to touch on this a bit, Liam, but I think probably this is something that you might want to talk about as well, because I can tell people how it works, but you're actually the hands-on person that's going to deal with everybody that does the training. I mean, a brief overview from me would be the training of the ultimate admin course is where you will have 3 months of live sessions and structured and guided homework. The self-study is included in that, so that's where you're going to get your homework and you're studying on your own, so you can find a time to be able to do this in your own time. So although you would turn up to 1 live session a week, I will just add everything's recorded, so you don't have to be on the live session, but in an ideal world you attend the live sessions once a week. There is practical experience. I'm going to let Liam talk about that, otherwise I'll just talk about everything. There is a one-to-one mentor. Now, I did the course before I ever worked for Supermums, as I said before, and the mentor was so valuable. In terms of the job support, you get, as Liam just mentioned, month 5 and 6 of the Ultimate is where you're going to get a work experience project, which is around 48 hours over the 2 months. It's not full on by any means. But we know many people that have got a job with the organisation. I mean, again, there's no guarantees because they have to be looking for someone and you have to have done an awesome job for them. But we know many people that have managed to do that. If not, they will give you a reference to take on to a new employer, and you would be signed up with our recruitment team, and they will onboard you and help you with next steps. So Liam, I'll let you take that away from there.
Yeah, of course. I do like when I hear as well that these what are essentially work placements, work experiences, when people do actually create a job for themselves, because they show off how awesome the training was, show off their knowledge, and they actually build a job for themselves in those companies. That happens quite a bit. Something I mentioned as well, and someone mentioned this to me on one of my previous admin courses, literally yesterday. One thing they liked about this entire process is they are not alone on this course. There are so many courses online or even trailheads that you can do, and you're by yourself. You can probably find some resources, but here you're in a cohort with other people doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. So you've got that instant person or group you can lean to, ask for support, because you're all in it together. All right. Mentioned practical experience. We do a lot of building on the course. You don't just sit back and listen to me for 3 hours. You'd be delighted to hear. You get to build things inside a Salesforce environment. A lot of companies are looking for that. They want that hands-on practical experience, which you get in the live sessions with me, and also when you go into your work experience a bit later as well. But that is our ultimate course. That is the bread and butter, and that's the one that typically pays the bills at Supermums. So let's go ahead and look at a few more of the other courses that we have to offer.
Absolutely. So we've got Marketing Cloud course. If you can click twice more, I added another bit onto here, but if there you go. So the main reason that people do Marketing Cloud course with us is that you get access to 4 weeks of a trial org. I don't know any other training provider that offers that. It's a 7-week program. The first 3 weeks is where you're learning and coming together with what Marketing Cloud actually is. And then 4 weeks you get to get your hands dirty and get practicing. So that is one of the main reasons. The particular course is for email specialist. Again, with all of the training programs, there is further upskilling you can do. Marketing Cloud is pretty huge. I'm going to let you take that little bit, Liam, because I'm probably going to steal your thunder if I carry on talking.
That's all right. Yeah, so we've talked about certification for admin. All the courses that we offer at Supermums are aligned to some kind of certification, therefore a qualification that you can put on the CV. And in terms of job opportunities, which is the majority of why people will be watching this recording, administration is the biggest one by far as an entry point for jobs in Salesforce. Next up on the list would be Marketing Cloud, because so many people are using Marketing Cloud, either developing campaigns or building strategies to acquire more leads in business. Because that's quite in demand, the job opportunities are very consistent in the jobs market, and the salary brackets do tend to get a little bit higher. So once you've completed your admin course, which is the platform, you can then consider something like this. And I think Marketing Cloud is a very natural step for anybody who is an administrator that would like to go and get a slightly higher pay salary or go into a slightly different industry, because the demand is always going to be there for this kind of product.
Absolutely. And I know that when I spoke to one of the trainers that does the Marketing Cloud course, he told me that a lot of organizations don't take projects on because there aren't enough people skilled up in Marketing Cloud. So that's definitely worth looking at for future.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, consultancy.
Okay, so the great thing with consultancy is Heather Black takes this course. I'm sure you will have already seen our CEO and founder, Heather. You will have seen lots of things on her, I'm sure. And if you haven't, you will definitely start to now. She takes this course, which is a 12-week course. It will give you agile project management. It will give you change management. And your cert that you would be aiming for with this course is business analysis. So if you are looking at earning more money, becoming a project manager, change management is always something that I would have quite loved to have done it back in the day. And that's where you go into an organization that is just starting out with Salesforce and you enthuse and inspire and teach people. With any new company that's using something different, they will likely have a lot of people that don't want to do something different. So that's quite a nice little job to do. So I recommend that you will either go down the route of doing admin and then marketing cloud, or you'll go down the route of doing admin and consultancy. Consultancy will give you all of the tools and templates to confidently go into a job and know exactly what you're doing to move forward. So consultancy is a really, really great course, and you can earn a lot more money doing that as well.
You certainly can. Now, alongside when I was a trainer, before I started at Supermums, I also did some consultancy as well for my previous
I didn't
company.
know that.
Yeah. And I wish I had gone on a course like this before I did it. So I had to kind of pick it up as I went. So you do work with customers, you do work with people using Salesforce, and your job is to very quickly understand how they're using the tool and how you can either improve it, how you can improve user adoption, or obviously provide solutions for that company. So everything is a bit different. So the framework in this course and the structure gives you that familiarity to go into these companies or work with these customers and actually provide those solutions in a very clear, concise way. Okay. Consultancy is another area that falls on very nicely from admin. And I'm pretty sure because we know that at Supermums, we've got things like bundles, don't we, Lynn, that tend to combine each other. Is that what we have?
Absolutely. Yeah. The way that works. And again, booking a meeting with you and with me even, and I can tell you a little bit more about that. But the way it works is if you pay for the ultimate admin course, you get 50% off the consultancy or marketing cloud if you sign them up as a bundle. You obviously don't do them at the same time because it'd be too much for you, but you would do one to follow the other. But definitely, if it's a clear plan that you have in your mind that this is the route you're taking, then take advantage of that bundle for sure.
Absolutely. So that's consultancy. Let's move on to CRM analytics. So I think, shall I take this slide, Lynn?
Please do.
Yeah, okay. So this is another course that I deliver at Supermums, amongst the other ones. Back in the day when I was starting out as an instructor, you always learn admin as an instructor. It's the first one you learn, and then you sort of branch off into other specialisms. And I was very lucky because the company I work for asked me to take a look at the entire Salesforce course catalogue, which is massive. And they asked me to go and have a look at courses that were in demand and also ones that I found enjoyable. This was the one that I chose, CRM analytics, because you can take your data to the next level. You can tell I wrote this slide, so I'm saying it, I'm reading the screen here. But Salesforce does a pretty good job of reporting and providing analysis into its data without this tool. But what this tool allows us to do is take data from Salesforce, from other Salesforce systems, from other places as well. So other CRM systems, places like MuleSoft, places like SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics. And we can pump all that information into the Analytics Studio and perform some pretty incredible data analysis. I tend to use sales as my examples, because that's what I used to do back in the day. But if you want to find out why did you sell better 1 month compared to the last month, was it luck? Was it time of year? Or was there some kind of key metric in the data, or the way, or the time, or how you actually got that sale over the line? We can capture those metrics with this tool. We do a little bit of AI in the course as well. You've got tools like Einstein Prediction Builder, which is where Einstein, our internal AI at Salesforce, can give your salespeople hints and tips along the way to say, have you tried doing this? Based on previous results, we can see this has worked as a metric. Let's do this to get sales going further down the line. Okay. It gives you incredible insight into data and predictions from many different places. And I love analyzing the data. I want to know why I sold better 1 month compared to the last year. I want to know why my call stats are better or worse, that kind of thing. Is it just timing? Is it just luck? Probably not. There's probably some kind of key metric that we can use inside this tool. Everything we do in this course can be done declaratively. So admin as well, I forgot to mention this. There is no need for code. We drag, drop, type and build things. In here, you'll be amazed at how much we can do with regards to declarative tools. And this, once again, does align to probably one of the trickiest certifications I've ever looked at. This one, bottom right-hand side, CRM Analytics and Einstein Discovery. This course is a little bit faster pace. This is based on an accelerator model, so we do it over 3 weeks, and we have a couple of sessions each week where we do still get hands-on inside a CRM environment, build the stuff together, and learn as we go. But it's a product that I really did fall in love with back in the day, and I still love it even to this day. So really enjoy teaching this one. Anything for you on that one, Lynn?
I was just going to say it's worth looking out as well for our discovery sessions, because Liam and I do discovery sessions from time to time, which you'll probably find on YouTube, and they will give a more in-depth. And I love watching Liam doing CRM analytics, because it's great to see when he builds a dashboard or reports, and just to see. I mean, there's some it's just great to see what it can do. So have a look out for the discovery sessions as well, or book in some time with me and I'll go through things in more detail for you.
Absolutely. And one thing I'll say as well, we'll come on to this again a bit later for all our courses. This certification is very, very sought after in the industry. And of all the certifications that I've got to put on the CV, this is the one that tended to get the highest salary brackets, just from my experience. So obviously I prefer working at Supermums, that's the reason. But this one did have quite a bump in the salary, which we'll talk to you about a bit later on.
He likes working with me. That's obviously
That's the reason. That's priceless in itself. Yeah. Cool. Data Cloud, Lynn.
Yeah. So again, Data Cloud, probably a conversation we need to have a little bit more detail. You will likely already have knowledge in the industry. It's not something you would come in and do straight away. Again, as we've said before, you'd be starting with admin and working your way up to this. But the way that this particular course runs, it is 3 weeks training program. There is 2 sessions a week, which is currently 1 till 4:30. It may be that if you're watching this, in a couple of months' time, the next course may be slightly different. But the current course, that's how it runs. You benefit from 3 one-hour group sessions with mentors, and obviously you're dealing with product experts. So you notice that this one is Cube 84 sponsored. Your exam that you'd be going for, your cert, would be the SDC 101 course, which is Salesforce Data Cloud Fundamentals. So it's a great course. It's designed more for admins, as I said, developers, marketing cloud professionals. It's something that you're going to work your way up. But the great thing with any courses that you do in Salesforce is there's always progression above, so you can always earn that bit more money. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Liam?
I would. Yes. So this is a course that I would like to do one day, but I deliver quite a lot already at Supermums, so I haven't got the time. But we started delivering this course at Supermums because there was a demand for it. We always ask our alumni, what have you got on the horizon? What are people saying job-wise? What do you want to skill up by? So this one, and a few others we're going to talk about, was the reason why we decided to start running these courses. This is a course designed for people a bit further in the journey. So an admin with experience, someone who's using Marketing Cloud, an analyst, that kind of thing. And what this tool allows you to do is combine data from several different platforms and put it into a data cloud facility to give you even further insight into that data and that engagement. It's built on the Trust platform, as all our Salesforce products are, and this one does start to utilize AI in a bit more detail. So you will understand things like Einstein Copilot. You will understand things like Agentforce, which is quite a new product in Salesforce.
Buzzword, I think, at the moment, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. So this is, as AI is a very hot topic in the industry, and it's one that employers are looking out for. So this is another one, incredibly valuable to have on the CV, and also takes you a step further beyond what we offer at the admin course. But yeah, really good one to have, this one.
Absolutely.
Next up, MuleSoft, Lim.
Okay, so our MuleSoft program, you can take part in the Developer One program. So you learn, it's 5 days over 2 weeks. I don't want to tell you the dates and times right now because you might be watching this in the future. But again, if you're looking at doing the next one, then come to me and I can go through things in a bit more detail. Once again, this is something that you would be doing if you're already experienced in Salesforce. It's not something that you would be doing brand new for sure. It's this particular course that we've got coming up. Again, it depends on when you're actually watching this. It will work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday first week, and Monday and Tuesday the next week. So it gives you a little bit of an idea of how the program will be set out. However, when you're watching this, find out from me exactly when the next dates are and how they will work. This is developed more for developers and architects who are responsible for APIs and integrations. So, again, depending on where you are in your current career is to your next steps and where you can take this. So again, book in some time with me. We can talk about your industry knowledge, your transferable skills, what you've done past, what you're planning to do in the future, and then we can get a plan together for if this is right for you at this time, or if it's something you're looking at doing for the future. Again, we've got a great sponsor here, XR. So is there anything you would like to add to that, Liam?
Yes, there is. This is another one of those courses that was in demand from our community. So once again, we found an instructor, put a course together, that sort of thing. This one does lean more towards the developer side of Salesforce. So the stuff we talked about so far is more admin based. This is developer side of things, because you use things like APIs, application program interface. You do use code on this course, because if you are trying to build some pretty complex solutions and engaging with customers in a very unique way, you're going to need code. So you'll see a lot of the code jargon down below this bottom paragraph as to how to reference data from single space systems or other systems and ingest that into MuleSoft and then build some pretty cool stuff. A little while ago, probably about 2 years ago now, Salesforce actually purchased MuleSoft as a company. And because of that, there's a strong drive of MuleSoft and Salesforce collaborating together. So more and more, we're going to start seeing tools like MuleSoft inside the Salesforce ecosystem. So another one to get prepared for going forward.
Absolutely. Right. And I think to add to that, as you build on your certs and you get further into your career, again, you can earn so much money, doing this. So again, if you're looking at doing something like this, you've already probably got an incredible career. So let us help you take it to the next level.
AI.
Lovely. We love AI, don't we?
We do. Yes, this is a course that I run at Supermums, and I say run. I don't really run it as I do the other courses. I like to say I facilitate this course because I'd be taking credit away from a very important person on this course. So we have a collaboration with a company called AI Force, which was put together by, don't use the word lightly, a genius, somebody called Mark Good,
Great.
Who has developed an AI Force tool, very similar to things like ChatGPT, and it's an AI tool that looks directly at Salesforce for solutions, for things that you can ask, and to get things out of the AI tool. Now, I'm really delighted we get to have this course as part of our course catalogue, because as we know, and has been for a little while now, AI is the hottest topic in the tech industry. It has been for probably about 2 years now, maybe 18 months or so. Mark was developing this way before this started to take off. So very ahead of the curve as to what this tool actually does. And what we do is have a 10-week course put together where we look at different areas of Salesforce and how we can extract the best things out of an AI tool assistant. We use AI Force and we use ChatGPT to get the most accurate source of response from those different tools. It's a very informal session. A lot of it is self-paced learning, so you can do it in your own time. We only have a 1 hour session a week, and that's really just to check in to see how you're getting on, because everybody on the course learns this in a slightly different way, because whatever you put in the tool will give you a slightly different response. So it's really nice to have those sessions, see what people are saying. And it's such a fascinating session to hear about what other people have to say they've been using the tool. The tool is aimed at getting you familiar with AI as your, assistant, co-pilot, whatever you like to call it. And the goal of the course is to get you prepared for certifications going forward as well. Mark has created his very own GPT specialist, which is going to be towards the end of the course completion. You've also got the Salesforce AI Associate certification, and one that's relatively new in the ecosystem, only came out in September 2024 this year, AI Specialist. This is going to be an awesome tool to prepare you for both of those different areas, and also using the tool for when you go into a real life working environment. And I tell people, even who haven't signed up for this course, on my Ultimate Admin course, use AI to help you in your problem solving. For those who don't use it very often, this is going to be an awesome tool for you and an awesome class to come on to know how to get the best quality materials out of our AI tools going forward.
Absolutely.
Anything from you, Lynn?
I was only going to say ChatGPT we just use in our everyday life now. And if you haven't used it yet, you absolutely need to find out more about it. And I was just looking there. Was that a spelling mistake? Yeah, it is. It says ChatGPT. Oh, no, it isn't. No, apologies. I was reading it wrong.
I was going to say there probably is knowing us, but no, it's all right. Yeah, it looks good.
It's fine. But in terms of, what Mark does with this course. I mean, he comes on and you will be very privileged to have him on your call with you. He comes on with Liam, not every session, but he does come and join us. We have got a discovery session coming up soon, which he's going to join us on. So we're really proud to have Mark and AI Force joined to Supermums. It's over 10 weeks again. You would be heading for your AI associate cert. I did hear as well a rumour that the AI specialist is going to be improved and changed. So if it's something that you're planning to do, probably try and do it soon, because it's likely to be different very soon. Did you hear that, Liam?
I did, yeah, because AI is never moving tool. It's always evolving, always learning. Salesforce has to accommodate for that as well. So their certifications are also upgrading, as is this AI Force content. Mark is always updating this, always refreshing this. So no matter when you take the course, you'll know it's got the most up-to-date capabilities in it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great course.
Absolutely. One more thing as well. One more thing about this as well as just telling you how awesome AI is on the course, we do look at the other side of it, and we do talk about things like limitations as well, because this should not be a tool entirely used and reliant on. So we do talk about things like hallucinations. We do talk things like data bias, that kind of thing, just to be aware. So it gives you a complete overview of the content. All right.
Excellent.
All right. This one's for you then.
Okay, so we talked a bit about where you start. So you know that you start as an admin, and you can see this lovely lady who we've used a few times here. She is in the middle. You can see that she is starting as a Salesforce admin. As we said, you can look to be upskilling and learning more in your career further on. You can see here the amounts of money that you can earn. Admin, I would say probably an average 50 upwards, and that's obviously in GBP. But probably starting out, your very first job, you may be around 35. So just to give you a little indication of Salesforce admin expectations. Again, with consultancy, we know people that are on, $450 a day rates, that people earn some really great money once they upskill. We do courses in all of these. So, it's just having a little bit of an idea. And like I say, have a look at the website, have a look. If you go on to, I think on the website, it says something like career paths. And the first one is, what is a Salesforce career? And then you can work down all of the different job roles and have a look and see where you think you might fit, because there is another quiz that you can do as well, incidentally, that's worth looking at on our website. And that sort of will put you in one of these categories even. But you can see there in terms of what you can expect to earn in one of these careers. So you start off with admin. Some people are incredible admins and will always be incredible admins. But if you want to, you can upskill and do some of these lovely other roles as well and earn more money. Anything to add, Liam?
Not really, no. Yeah, I think that's the reason why we offer so many courses at Supermums, because as well as the admin role, there is a natural progression here. It might be that money is your motivation, or it might be you enjoy things like consultancy or marketing cloud. So that's why the courses are here. But doing the courses, upskilling, getting the certifications will unlock the door to those different areas for you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think we speak to people, I mean, I have back-to-back calls all day, every day, to people from different careers, different paths. They've been a teacher and they want to change their career. We've got one guy who was an airline pilot, and he just got fed up with flying, I think. So it's quite nice to hear different people and have a look at the success stories as well on the website. You might be in a role, you might be watching this thinking it's time for a pivot, because I've had no chance for progression in my career. This is definitely something to look at, because you can look, whether you're coming back, whether you're a mum and you've been out of work for 8 years, which I spoke to someone yesterday who said that, or whether you're someone that's working and looking to change their career. Salesforce is saying that by 2028, with that lovely word AI that I mentioned, there's going to be another 11.8 million jobs in the ecosystem. So, it's the #1 CRM used by over 90% of the Fortune 500. So there's literally thousands of organizations using it. So there's so much potential out there.
Absolutely. So how can they get in contact with you, Lynn?
Come and find me. Find me on LinkedIn, send me a DM, book some time in with me. You can see my Calendly link there. Email me with your questions and I'd be delighted to help and talk to you. We can have a discussion about what you're doing, what your previous industry knowledge is, what your transferable skills are, and then we can see where you could fit in. Of course, it might not be for everyone, but have a conversation with me and I can advise you accordingly. You will ultimately go off and make the decision if it's right for you, but have a chat with me. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. As I said, I like coffee or tea, whatever you like, and come on a call with me. And it's just nice to have a chat. And just, you might be sat there thinking, well, I've heard all of this, still don't know what it's all about. Just book in some time. You don't have to do anything. Just have a conversation.
Yeah, that sounds good. And like I say, we do get people that come on the courses who've been exactly where people are watching the recording right now. If you're just curious, you want to find out more, is it right for me? You're not quite sure. That opening call could be the make or break to decide. But we've had so many people in that position that worked out it was right for them. And now they're doing incredible things with new careers in the industry.
Yeah, and as I touched on just now, Liam, I think it's nice to know that, there are other things that you can do, whether you are, as I say, I've spoken to teachers that have pivoted. I've spoken to people that are in nursing. I've spoken to, women returners. I've spoken to people that have been made redundant, people that are in the finance industry. And a little tip that I would give you is find your industry knowledge and match it in a Salesforce career. So if you've been in education previously, find an education authority that uses Salesforce, because if you've already got on your CV this great transferable skills and knowledge for a certain industry, and then you can add Salesforce into the mix, it's a really great match. So moving forward, I would suggest if you're thinking about pivoting, try and use your industry knowledge and match it with Salesforce.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you don't have any industry knowledge, this is still an awesome course for you to come on, particularly the Ultimate Admin course, because it gives you the skills to go and become a Salesforce system administrator. So yeah, absolutely. So I think we'll wrap things up there, Lynn. So anyone who's watched this recording, thank you very much for your time watching the recording. You know how to contact Lynn. You know how to find out more by looking at the website, that sort of thing as well. And just have a chat. And hopefully we will see some of you on some of our future courses. Lynn, anything you'd like to wrap up with?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're in our space. I look forward to meeting you in person very soon. And I wish you the absolute best of luck, whatever you decide to do next. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.